So with a disease like pulmonary fibrosis, we don't really have a lot of treatment options, unfortunately. So for a lot of people, even if there are therapies available, maybe those therapies don't work for them, or they have side effects, or their insurance won't pay for it. There are a multitude of reasons that people can't access what's available. And frankly, in this disease, we don't have a cure. We don't have, some sort of therapy that people can take and be a lot better. It just doesn't work that way yet. But the way we get there is with clinical trials. So clinical trials are, obviously studies that are going on a particular therapy or a drug that will hopefully at some point in time in the future will lead to a therapy. And why should I as a patient think about being involved in a clinical trial? Well, one, it's amazing if you get involved in a trial how well connected you suddenly are. One, the process of being in a clinical trial is really pretty simple. You tell your doctor that you're interested, you can ask their staff, they'll help navigate, they'll let you know what trials they're doing at their center. If they don't have any, there are usually centers in your region that are doing different clinical trials. You can look to see which ones are available, and then they'll help you navigate whether you fit the trial or not. It's not something that you have to take that burden. The other thing is the opportunity is huge, because when a trial is being done at a center, guess what? It's usually a top center. They're the best of the best. So you get to go, if you're not already a patient at this center, you become a patient at that center. You've got access to the best researchers in the world. You've got, they're testing you on a regular basis. They're following you. They want to know if you're sick, like if you get a cold or if you get an infection or something. They're right there on top of it, taking care of your case. So frankly, the level of care goes up. Most of the time, for most patients, when they're involved in a clinical trial. The other thing is you're closely monitored. You feel like you're not alone. You're not just out there dangling. There's somebody that's sort of checking on you. You check in with them. They're listening. They're paying attention. They want to know how you're doing. For all of those reasons, being involved in a clinical trial, I think, is a huge opportunity for patients. The other thing is, clinical trials take a while. So even if you're in a trial, there's no way to know what the outcome of that trial is going to be, and whether you got the drug or you didn't get the drug, or whether the drug's going to be approved. But if you're involved in a clinical trial, and a drug ultimately is in the pathway to be approved, or there's an early access program, guess what? You get early access to the drug. I mean, there's a huge benefit a lot of people don't even know about. It doesn't always happen, but in a lot of cases, if there's early access, that means the people in the study get access. Yeah, and with not many choices otherwise, clinical trials are a great opportunity. The other thing is, we're helping the next generation. In pulmonary fibrosis, I myself have lost 5 people in my family to the disease. I know my risk. I know my child's risk. I don't like it. What can I do to make sure that my little girl doesn't have to think about this? Well, if we have a drug today in a trial, and tomorrow that drug's approved, we have a future. That's the way we get to a disease that's now treatable, a disease that's no longer deadly but chronic, a disease that no longer claims lives, but drugs can save lives. And it's the only way to get there.